This story was told to me secondhand, sometime in the late 90s. I'm guessing the event happened sometime in the early to mid 90s. My friend, we will call him Matt, had recently been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Struggling to understand why this was happening to him, Matt decided to go for a late night drive to clear his head. He cruised the streets of Evansville and eventually found himself down in Dogtown. Now, about Dogtown. It is just outside of the Evansville, Indiana metro area. It's a little secluded strip of land that runs from Vanderbilt County all the way to Posey County and the southernmost part of the state of Indiana, along the banks of the mighty Ohio River. People. It has a feeling of seclusion and isolation. It is almost oppressive, especially after dark. Matt was driving down through the river camps and out past them, further out into the fields and forest, when he saw something in the headlights further up the road. Matt noticed a large black object in the middle of the street. He slowed his car and crept forward towards it. He realized it was just a dog, a very, very large dog. It was eating roadkill. The animal looked up into the high beams of Matt's car. Its eyes shined a dull red hue in the light. Now, within 30 yards of the dog, he stopped the car and watched the creature continue to tear into the carcass. Besides the occasional upward glance towards him, the beast paid Matt very little mind. Matt waited and watched for a few more minutes, hoping this abnormally large dog would move over, at least to one side of the narrow road. It just continued to ravage the dead animal, as if Matt were not there. Matt waited and watched for a few more minutes. He thought about trying to back up and to turn the car around. The narrow street and the potential of being hung up on the soft shoulders in the middle of nowhere made him change his mind. He put the car on park and stepped out into the night. He said gently, "Hey boy, are you okay?" The dog let out a soft growl as it ate, but still had little regard for Matt's presence. He was concerned that maybe this dog was hurt, perhaps had been hit. He rationalized in his mind. This is what must have happened, considering the animal's odd behavior. Matt took a couple more steps past the front of his car. His body now blocked the left headlight, putting the dog back into shadow. The animal did take notice of this. It looked directly at him and let out an ominous, deep growl. Just then, it stood up on its hind legs like a man, a very large man. It glared at Matt menacingly. Its lips curled back into a feral smile, revealing long, sharp teeth. The beast's tongue, long and pink, swiped across its gore-soaked muzzle. Its red eyes narrowed and focused on Matt. He looked at this whole set of actions in disbelief. His eyes watered, his heart rate accelerated, his breathing became fast and shallow. He could not believe what he was seeing. He took a couple steps back, shocked and terrified, still not believing that he was seeing a werewolf, a really real werewolf. He stepped back again, his body no longer obstructing the headlamp. Light poured out into the monster's eyes, blinding it. It raised a human-like hand with 5 digits, but adorned with large, sharp, nasty claws to shield its eyes from the bright lights. Matt turned back, running to get back into the vehicle and flee. He reached the driver's side, slammed the door, and turned the ignition. A grinding noise came from the engine. The car had been idling the whole time. Matt slammed the car in reverse, romped on the gas. The car shot backwards. Matt looked at the beast at the windshield. It was advancing towards him, no longer blinded by the car's headlights. It moved forward, malice unmistakable in its face. Matt knew he would not live long enough for the cancer to get him if he didn't get out of here now. He hit the accelerator again, trying to just get away from the monster. He turned the wheel hard, hoping to angle the car enough to get turned around and get the hell out of there. He heard a loud thump on his rear bumper, felt the car shudder. It hit a tree. The creature was coming up fast on his left. Matt put the car in drive and pushed the pedal to the floor, but only heard the sound of spinning tires. His worst nightmare come to life was only a few feet away. Unable to get the car moving, Matt just took a deep breath and laid on the horn. He hoped a passerby, a neighbor, someone would hear it and perhaps come and rescue him from this monster. The beast stopped in its tracks, confused by the sound. It dropped to all fours, lifted its head, and let out a loud howl, attempting to match the blaring car horn. It stood back upright and sprinted away, back into the darkness, back into the night. Matt wasted no time, shifting between gears to break the car free of the mud. Finally, he was loose and back on the road. He sped away from the darkness, back towards the safety of the city lights.